Jesse, let's start with you on this one. What do you think? Do we need them?
I I don't think so. I think the conference championships were great when we didn't have a larger playoff. It gave us more football. It was something that when we had divisions, at least in the SEC, that we could see, East versus West, kind of where we were. And I know that the committee says that they're not going to necessarily punish people for losing their conference championship, but it does seem like they probably will given history. They typically look at that as an additional loss. And that's not really fair. I just don't think it's necessary anymore. We're going to have a couple rounds of football because of the playoff. I don't think we need the conference championships. We no longer have divisions. It's not like you're doing anything there. It's essentially for money, it's tradition at this point, it's sponsorship. Meh.
Yeah. Matt?
I will not only venture to say no, but I'll go ahead and throw an extra adjective on there. Hell no. We don't need any more of these conference championships. And this is coming from a guy who loves watching the SEC championship every year. I love that we get that chance. But in the modern setting, with the way the college football playoff is set up, it is a huge disadvantage to play an additional game when you have some teams, looking at you, Notre Dame, that don't have to play in a conference championship. Or they have to play subpar talent in that conference championship. Looking at you, Big Ten. So there's that. I don't foresee it being a necessity anymore. I think it's a relic of a bygone age. It needs to go the way of the dodo and the dinosaur. It just needs to disappear. There's really no point to it anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't foresee why we even bother with it.
Yeah.
Just go off of, if you got a split of the regular season championship, you can print that on a t-shirt and we can go to the playoff.
All right. Yeah, let's make it 100%. I'm saying no also. They made I think they made the first round buys for conference champions so the conference championships would actually mean something. However, like we've kind of said, like this year, if let's say that you're Georgia, and let's say that you're sitting at 7, 8, 9 in the rankings, and you get beat soundly in that championship game, you're probably out, right? I mean, in that instance, that is a penalty game. So to me, as a Georgia fan, like that first round bye is basically them not having to play in the SEC championship, you know? And they get a week off. They get to get healthy as an added bonus too. So I know why they want the championships to mean something. It's because if you take away conference championships, then why even have conferences, right? And then you get into a huge can of worms from there as far as,
If
conferences and
if if I can interject real quick,
yeah,
Wes, I did
I'm
see
done.
somebody
Go
post
ahead.
something. I saw something get posted on Twitter earlier from a Georgia fan that
Hmm.
said what the SEC needs to do, and this is an interesting thought, is the SEC needs to pull out of the college football playoff. Just pull out, be done. Um, at that point, you start a SEC invitational tournament where the
We're gonna start
top
our own.
right, where the top four SEC teams automatically get in, and then it's a field of like 12, um, and then you just seed it from there and go. And there were some other ridiculous things that were on there. I wish I had saved it. I saw it on Twitter, but it basically said Michigan can't. In order for Michigan to get in, they have to give up their any football wins before 1900. Ohio State has to grovel on every form of social media to get into the tournament. What was the other one? Oh, Georgia Tech and Tulane have to rejoin the
Have
SEC.
to rejoin.
There was just a bunch of ridiculous little add-ons there, but I was like, that's that's an interesting idea. I don't know if I like it, but it is. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah. Or just have our own and call it the national championship. Why not? Like we do it in baseball. We call it the World Series, but they're not playing against Belgium or Japan or anything, right?
Sure.
So